Okay, so welcome to True North Insight. I'm Jill Davey, and I'm one of the teachers with True North Insight. And this practice and the talk is going to be very short tonight, just an introduction to this practice. As I say, that part of me is already doubting myself because I tend to start talking about Dharma and I get very excited. But um, mm, yeah, there isn't a lot to say tonight. Starting tomorrow, I'm sitting an 8-day uh, metta retreat, metta and upekkha. So this means friendliness, loving kindness practice, and equanimity practice. And so I've really felt, and also today there's just some tiredness and just not a lot of pulling up a, a, a big Dharma talk. So the practice today is inspired by Susan Piver. I'll link to her website below the YouTube video. But this is a way, I don't want to say an interpretation, but an aspect of an important part of our practice, which is called metta. Um, Kindness cultivation practice. And sometimes it's guided with different categories of beings. We start with ourself. Traditionally, traditionally, it's just in all directions and all beings. But there's another way of doing it, which is kind of moving through categories of people. And in that version, we start with ourselves and then some being that we can just feel an easy connection of love and kindness and well wishes for. And then it moves towards, some versions have a benefactor in there, a teacher, a guide, a mentor in your life. Then the neutral person, which is someone that, we may see in our everyday, but we don't really know them that well, kind of a stranger, you might say. And then an unfriendly person or a difficult being where there's some unrest, some confusion, some unresolved, and we work with our heart, mind in relation to that being. And lastly, all beings, all directions. So Susan Piver has taken these kind of categories of beings and turned it into a practice that's um, all of those aspects as being parts of ourselves, which is, of course, what they are. And really, you know, this and it really resonates for me because I'm also participating for some time now in a type of counseling or therapeutic process called internal family systems, IFS, and it's really about these inner parts of us. And it's been so liberating, really helpful to recognize when part of me is triggered, activated, and just say, recognizing it and being friendly towards that part and saying, I hear you, I see you, uh, and I got this, meaning my whole self, the compassionate self. Um, so it's a way of practicing this that really clicks for me, and I hope you find it helpful. Um, and also, Sunday is the hallmark version of Palentine's Day. I like calling it Palentine's Day these days, so that we're including our pals and including each other in that traditional day of yeah, all that. So it's a good time to be practicing this kindness, loving kindness, friendliness to ourselves, which is where the practice really needs to begin. I think that's all I'm going to say about it. I should mention that Susan Piver is an author of several books. One is How Not to Be Afraid of Your Own Life. It's a good title. Another one is Start Here Now. And recently she's got one about the Four Noble Truths of Love, which I haven't read, but I really like this practice. So just as we're going into this practice, this is really just cultivating. Bhavana is part of this practice. Bhavana means the cultivation of loving kindness. You don't need to feel any particular way. You don't have to love everything about yourself. You don't have to even feel happy or friendly. It's really about do it anyways. And it's really about this aspect of uh, the heart of well-wishing, of growing our capacity to extend well wishes for our being. Um, so for these practices, it's really helpful and conducive to the practice if you allow yourself to get really comfortable. So if you want to lay down, if you want to darken your room, if you want to turn away from the screen, um, get some other cushions or blankets, whatever it is that your system might need to be really comfortable here. You really have permission to do that. It's going to help your practice. So feel free to take that time to adjust your posture, adjust your lighting, make sure you're warm and comfy. Hmm. And then as you start to settle into your posture, your stillness, whether it's laying down or sitting up or partially reclined, just starting by feeling into, is there any other adjustments I need for the body to feel comfortable, especially if you experience pain? Is there anything that needs adjusting? And you're welcome to take any sighing breaths that your body needs, beginning to relax. You can have a louder exhalation if you like, if that helps you to let go of any tension that might not be needed right now. And we start just by inviting this kind attitude to our body, to our posture. And this kind attention to any aches, any tension, just maybe asking the body, what do you need? Is there something, is it helpful to soften in some areas or to rest? Feeling supported by the ground, by your cushion or bench or chair. And the first invitation inclination and opening of this practice, this heart of well-wishing, is as if we're just extending well wishes to ourselves in this moment, as if what we would see in the mirror. And even if you have a troubling relationship with mirrors, or that feels like a place of harshness or judgment, it's just kind of that energetic sense of reflecting yourself back to yourself. Saying, hey, I see you. And I am touching into the awareness that myself in this moment does have a wish for happiness. The heart wishes to be happy. The body wishes to be safe. The mind wishing wellness, and the whole being wishing for peace. And so, however it is right now, however the heart and mind and body feels, as if we're greeting a dear friend, can we bring that same kindness just to myself in this moment? And if you find it helpful to use phrases, you could say, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I be well, may I be peaceful. Or you could just repeat these words: happy, safe, well, peaceful. And now we begin to imagine yourself as a beloved. See yourself through the eyes of love. So you may have had experience of being seen and loved by someone else. Could be a long time ago. It could be an animal companion. It could be seeing yourself as a child, and knowing that no matter how you feel about all the aspects of yourself, there are parts of you that you simply love or appreciate or feel kindness towards. What might it feel like in this moment if you were your own beloved? And to this aspect of yourself that is beloved, that's a dear aspect, a friendly aspect of yourself. Wishing with this part of you, may I be happy. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be peaceful. Sometimes this can feel difficult to connect with. You might find it helpful to picture yourself as a child or see yourself through the eyes of someone that has this loving awareness of you. Happy, safe, well, peaceful. If you find yourself caught in story, it can be helpful to just return to these phrases. And be happy, safe, well, peaceful, calming the mind, focusing the heart, cultivating the heart. And now we incline our heart mind awareness to the aspect of yourself that is your most important teacher. See yourself as the most important teacher. The part of you that's wise and intuitive. And inclining your heart awareness to this teacher, mentor that is within you. Wishes for this aspect to be happy. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be peaceful. Friendliness and well-wishing for this wise and intuitive aspect of you. And now feeling these parts, if you will, these aspects of yourself that is dear to you, the beloved, and is the wise aspect of yourself. And they accompany you as we now open to the parts of ourselves that is a stranger. Perhaps the parts of us that we don't see very easily or at all. Sometimes called the shadow aspects of ourselves. We don't need to think about this or figure anything out, but just open this kind attention, knowing, oh, there's aspects here I don't know much about. And including these wishes. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be peaceful. As if the light of awareness, this kind attention of awareness, can just shine into and include the shadows without thoughts or stories, just wishes. Happy, safe, well, peaceful. And then there are also aspects of ourself that we can have an unfriendly relationship with. So it doesn't need to mean something you dislike about yourself, but it's, as Susan Piver states so beautifully, it's the part of you that is most fragile and wounded, and therefore acts in ways that creates chaos for you and those in your life. This aspect of ourselves is experiencing confusion, fear, uncertainty, grief. So we incline our very kind attention to this part of ourselves that we may feel unfriendly or a harshness to sometimes. And we see that this part just needs loving attention as well. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be peaceful. And please be gentle and try not to get caught into story about yourself or harshness. This is a cultivation of kindness. Seeing these confused, fragile, hurt aspects and bringing them into this kind, light awareness. Happy, safe, well, peaceful. if you feel like you've picked up any tension with this, see if a sighing breath will help soften, feel the ground. Deepening the breath if you find that helpful. As now we really invite an integration of all of these aspects of ourselves. The dear one, the beloved, the teacher, the stranger, the enemy. Whole being, pervading awareness through your whole being, above and below, front and back, side to side, whole being. The loved and the unloved, whole being. With my whole being, I cultivate this wish. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be well. May I be peaceful. And whether that feels overwhelming or not possible, just try it on anyways. Just the phrases, the words, the wish. Happy, safe, well, peaceful, whole being. And in the same way that I can touch into these wishes for myself, I know that all beings everywhere have these same wishes. All beings wish to be happy, safe, well, and peaceful. This heart of well-wishing is connected to all hearts. The heart of well-wishing is boundless, infinite, May all beings everywhere open to happiness. May all beings everywhere be safe in body. And may all beings everywhere be well in mind. And may all beings everywhere know true peace and the ending of suffering. And as we hear these three sounds, just staying with this practice and till the third sound ends, the sound like a vibration of our hearts in all directions. So if you're here on the Zoom call, you're welcome to stay for a few minutes if you choose. And if you're joining us on YouTube, thank you for being here. And the Chihuahuas also say thank you. And I'll put a link to Susan's, credit really to her for this phrasing of the practice so beautifully. And ways to offer support to myself or True North Insight as you're able. Thank you. And for YouTube folks, I won't be posting a recording next week because I'll be sitting retreat. Okay.